Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Inviting a Friend to Supper, a poem by Ben Jonson. This poem is actually dedicated to Ben Jonson's patron, who is William Herbert, the Earl of Pembroke. And actually, it is this friend whom Johnson had invited for the feast so that the feast will be graced by his appearance. There will be others, but the main guest who will grace this feast will be William Herbert. And he's written the whole poem in heroic couplet. In the opening lines itself, Johnson says that he wants to prepare a special table for this guest. And all he wants is his guest should enjoy the dinner with a smile. And he says that he will definitely love to give a lavish feast with so many of varieties. But of course, there are certain restrictions because he says all the delicacies that he is going to serve must be seasonable, and main thing is he must be able to afford the feast. And he also says that he does not have a cellar to keep the wine cool. So he has to go to the nearby local tavern called Mermaid to get the rich canary wine, which will definitely be loved by his guest. And Pooley and Parrot will be the government informers here, and maybe they have been the informers on Johnson himself. And he says that he wants to have the feast in a setting where everyone who have come will feel free to talk with their friends. And the poem brings out the humanistic values which is shared by the poet and his patron. And of course, the last line concludes saying that he knows that there will be certain physical excess, that is the drunken insult which each one passes on another after drinking, and which they will definitely regret the next morning. But the poem's deeper trust is against political excess and the acts of treachery. Come, let's read the poem. Inviting a friend to supper. Tonight, grave sir, both my poor house and I do equally desire a company. So he says, I, and of course, my house is a very humble one, not rich like yours, but my house, that is, everyone in my house, are eagerly waiting for your presence in my feast. Not that we think us worthy such a guest. See, I know you are a very great person, and to even think you as a guest in our feast is something great. So we are not worthy of that also. But that your worth will dignify our feast with those that come. Many people will come, but if you come for the feast, you will grace the occasion and the feast will be enlightened because of you, whose grace may make that seem something. If you come, my feast will be something special, which else could hope for no esteem. But if you don't come, then the feast will be nothing, because nothing of value will be there. It can be either the people or the food served. It is the fair acceptance, sir, creates the entertainment perfect, not the case. So he says, if you accept itself, everything which is going to happen in the feast, all the entertainment will definitely be perfect. I'll see to it that everything is in perfect order. Yet shall you have to rectify your palate and olive, capers, and some better salad, ushering the mutton with the short-legged hen. If we can get her. See, he says, but if you come, of course, I cannot give a feast like how you will give, but I will try to give all these items. And even says short-legged hen, that is if I can get, and full of eggs and then lemons and white for sauce, to those a conny is not to be despaired of. For our money, he says, I love to give you all these items, but I must be able to afford it, because this is the amount of money which I have. And though fowl now be scarce, yet they are clerks, the sky not falling, think we may have larks. I'll tell you of more and lie, so you will come. He says, I want to tell a list. A list of delicacies which will be served in the feast. But I know very well that all this is a lie, because I cannot afford to buy all that. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if I say you that this is the menu, maybe that will tempt you to come and grace the feast. of partridge, pheasant, woodcock, of which some may yet be there, and God wit if we can. He says even these items will be there, but I don't know whether we can afford it. Gnat, rail, and ruff too. Howsoever my man shall read a piece of Virgil, Tacitus, Livy, or of some better book to us, of which we will speak our minds amidst our meat. And at the same time, we'll even circulate certain literature written by these people so that we can read it and we can discuss it as we are having our feast. And I'll profess no verses to repeat, and I'm telling you, nothing will be boring to you. To this, if aught appear which I not know of, that will the pastry, not my paper, show off. Digestive cheese and fruit they sure will be, but that which most doth take my muse and me is a pure cup of rich canary wine. So he says all these items will be there, but above all, my muse, that is, you're my patron, I'm assuring you that there'll be a cup of rich canary wine, which is the mermaid's now, but shall be mine. See, this rich canary wine is at the present in Mermaid. Mermaid is a tavern which is nearby. But if you are coming means, definitely this rich canary wine will be mine. I'll buy and come and keep it at home. Of which had Horace or Anacreon tasted their lives, as so their lines till now had lasted. And this is something which is very special because great people have tasted it, and that I will bring it if you are there as my guest. Tobacco, nectar, or the Thespian spring are all but Luther's beer to this I sing. And this we will sup free but moderately, and we will have no poly or parrot by, nor shall our cups make any guilty men. So he says, definitely I'll try to bring even Luther's beer, and we can have this in a moderate amount. And he says no government officials like Pooley or Parrot will be there, so that we will feel bad, we will feel guilty when we are having these men around us. But at our parting, we will be as when we innocently met. And after the feast, when you are going to leave us, when we are parting, we will be both innocent, and we will feel how we felt when we first met. No simple word that shall be uttered at our mirthful board shall make us sad next morning or affright the liberty that we will enjoy tonight. Another assurance which I will give you is, even though we are serving wine and beer, I will take care that no words are said as we are drunk. No words are said that we shall feel sorry for it the next morning, because I'm sure we will enjoy a lot. We'll have a lot of liberty. Once we have wine and beer, we will be free and we will talk free. But even in that state, I'll see to it that the words which we say are those words which we will not regret the next day. This is how he ends the poem. It's a beautiful poem by Ben Jonson. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you're not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.